Have you ever wondered why some people can control others effortlessly? Today, we're diving deep into the dark psychology of manipulation, uncovering the secrets behind mental control and influence. By understanding these tactics, you can protect yourself and recognize when someone is trying to manipulate you. Dark psychology is fascinating because it explores the hidden aspects of human behavior. It shows us how some individuals use subtle tactics to bend reality to their advantage, often without the victim realizing it. In this video, we will break down these strategies, examine real-life examples, and teach you how to defend yourself from manipulation. Manipulation can be found everywhere. In our personal relationships, manipulators may use emotional tactics to gain control. In the workplace, they exploit hierarchical structures and social dynamics to achieve their goals. Even in media and advertising, subtle psychological techniques are used to influence your decisions. Understanding these hidden methods is essential to protecting yourself from being exploited. The power of dark psychology lies in its ability to operate unseen. People often fail to notice when they are being influenced because the tactics are cleverly disguised as normal social behavior. By learning about these tactics, you gain the knowledge needed to see through deception and take control of your own mind. Awareness is the first step towards empowerment, and this video will guide you through everything you need to know to recognize and defend against manipulation. Dark psychology is the study of the human mind and the ways people manipulate others for personal gain. It explores hidden motives, deceptive tactics, and subtle strategies that manipulators use to influence behavior without the target noticing. It is not about evil for the sake of evil. Rather, it is understanding the underlying mechanisms that allow people to exert control over others. Manipulators exploit emotional vulnerabilities, cognitive biases, and social pressures to achieve their objectives. From charm and flattery to guilt and fear, they carefully craft strategies that exploit human psychology. Often, manipulation is so subtle that victims are unaware of its influence until significant damage has occurred. Examples are everywhere. A friend who constantly plays on your empathy to get favors, a manager who subtly pressures employees into overwork, or advertisers who influence your buying decisions through emotional triggers. These are all manifestations of dark psychology. By studying these behaviors, we can understand patterns, recognize manipulation early, and take steps to protect ourselves from being controlled. Manipulators employ a variety of techniques to control others. One of the most common methods is gaslighting, which causes victims to doubt their own memory or perception of reality. Gaslighters subtly twist facts, deny previous statements, and make their victims question their judgment, creating confusion and dependency. Guilt tripping is another powerful tactic. Manipulators exploit your sense of responsibility and empathy to make you feel obligated to comply with their demands. This method often leaves the victim feeling anxious, guilty, and controlled without even realizing it. Fear induction is frequently used to manipulate decisions. By presenting exaggerated dangers or consequences, manipulators push targets into choices that serve their own agenda. Social manipulation is also prevalent. Isolating victims from friends, family, or support systems makes them more dependent and easier to control. Understanding these techniques is crucial. When you recognize patterns like charm followed by demands, inconsistencies in stories, or attempts to isolate you, you can defend yourself effectively. Manipulators rely on subtlety, so vigilance and awareness are your best defenses. Learning these tactics allows you to protect your mind, maintain autonomy, and avoid falling victim to psychological manipulation. Recognizing manipulative people is one of the most important skills you can develop. Manipulators often hide behind charm, flattery, or feigned vulnerability to gain trust, making it difficult to spot their true intentions. By observing behaviors carefully, you can start to identify warning signs before they take control. Common indicators include inconsistent stories, sudden changes in attitude, exaggerated praise followed by demands, and attempts to isolate you from friends or family. Manipulators often exploit empathy. Knowing that compassionate people are more likely to comply with their subtle pressures, they may present themselves as victims to gain sympathy or create a false sense of obligation. Emotional intelligence is your strongest defense. By understanding your own feelings and recognizing when they are being exploited, you gain clarity. Critical thinking allows you to question motives, rather than automatically accepting statements at face value. Developing a healthy level of skepticism is not cynical, it is essential for protecting your mind. Awareness, observation, and self-reflection form a powerful combination. By learning to recognize manipulation, you take the first step in reclaiming control over your life. You will no longer be an unknowing participant in someone else's agenda, but an empowered individual capable of making informed decisions. Protecting yourself from manipulation requires practical strategies and emotional resilience. The first step is self-awareness, understanding your emotions and triggers, and noticing when someone is attempting to influence your decisions. Assertiveness is key. Learn to communicate boundaries clearly and consistently. Saying no is not rude, it is a necessary act of self-preservation. Manipulators often test limits, so firm boundaries reduce their power. Surround yourself with supportive people who reinforce your reality and provide honest feedback. Isolation makes you vulnerable, while community strengthens your defense. Education is another essential tool. The more you know about psychological tactics, persuasion, and manipulation techniques, the less likely you are to fall victim. Read, study, and observe patterns in real-life scenarios. Awareness transforms vulnerability into strength. Emotional regulation helps maintain composure under pressure. Manipulators thrive on emotional reactions, so practicing calmness and measured responses limits their influence. By combining awareness, assertiveness, education, and emotional control, you build a strong mental framework that protects your autonomy and empowers you to navigate relationships safely. Manipulation is not theoretical, it is everywhere in real life. Throughout history, individuals have used psychological strategies to control others. Leaders, politicians, corporate executives, and media professionals have all employed subtle tactics to achieve their goals. For example, charismatic leaders often use a combination of charm, fear, and social pressure to control large groups. In business, executives may exploit cognitive biases, such as scarcity or social proof, to influence consumer decisions. Even advertisements frequently employ emotional manipulation, triggering desires and fears to drive behavior without the audience being aware. Studying these real-life cases reveals patterns that are applicable in everyday life. Recognizing manipulation in social interactions, workplaces, and media enables you to make informed choices. Understanding human psychology and observing how influence operates equips you to defend against exploitation. Awareness is your most valuable tool. By examining these scenarios, you gain insights into human behavior, uncover hidden strategies, and build the skills needed to maintain control over your own mind. Real-life examples reinforce lessons learned and demonstrate that manipulation is not mystical. It is a predictable set of behaviors you can recognize and counter. In conclusion, understanding dark psychology and manipulation is essential for anyone who wants to maintain autonomy and protect themselves from being controlled. By learning about tactics, recognizing manipulators, and setting clear boundaries, you take charge of your life and mind. Knowledge is power. Awareness transforms vulnerability into strength, and education equips you to respond rather than react. Protecting yourself is not about paranoia, it is about empowerment and understanding the hidden forces that influence our daily decisions. Share this knowledge with others, educate your friends and family, and remain vigilant in your interactions. By observing behavior carefully, questioning motives, and maintaining emotional intelligence, you create a mental shield against manipulation. Remember, manipulation thrives in ignorance, but fades when met with awareness. Empower yourself, set firm boundaries, and take control of your reality. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your experiences in the comments. Awareness, knowledge, and vigilance are your keys to freedom and self-control.